Good morning, on-screen actors. Last night, we did our first Meisner class at Studio B in Carlton, and what we did was we worked through the stages of the Meisner technique. And the stages within repetition go like this. We take the first thing, that means one person closes their eyes, opens their eyes, and calls the first thing that they see, and then their partner closes their eyes, opens their eyes, and calls the first thing that they see.
Top,
Eyes,
close off.
Okay.
Eyes,
Mouth, lips,
ear, hands, lips, nose,
nose, cheeks,
elbows, lips,
cheeks,
hair, shirt,
lips,
eyebrows,
eyebrows,
mustache,
nipple,
neck,
cheeks,
colour, green.
So what we're doing is we're taking turns calling what we see when we first open our eyes as a way to get ourselves to not edit what we see. We just want to call what is truthfully in front of us, what our eyes truthfully land on. So the first stage of repetition is taking the first thing, and we use taking the first thing after we've had a few goes, taking the first thing with each other. Then we start repeating the word. And the word, what our aim is with repeating the word is to repeat it back the way that we hear it. Acting is the ability to live truthfully under the given imaginary circumstances. The most important part of that sentence is that we're always living truthfully. What does truthfully mean? Truthfully can only mean your truth, because you can only see through your lens until someone or something shows you differently. So the way that someone says something is the way that I will repeat it back to you, because that's what I heard. So we're using truth as a way to understand what you are receiving about what someone says. Once we repeat it back and forth for a bit, we add in point of view, and everything stays the same. One person closes their eyes now, opens their eyes, calls the first thing that they see. Then the other person repeats what they hear, but instead of just smile, 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 now it's you smiled, I smiled.
You raised your eyebrows.
You nodded your head.
I nodded my head.
You nodded your head.
I nodded my head.
You're still nodding your head.
I'm nodding my head.
You're nodding your head.
I'm nodding my head.
You're nodding your head.
Also, there's another stage to point of view, and we call that calling the changes. So usually there's two people doing repetition, and if a third person wants to join in, we always only have two people rep at one time, but if a third person wants to join, they can call the physical change, and then whoever they call on, that person has to turn to them and say, yes, I moved my hand. You moved your hand, I moved my hand. Are you ready to go? You're gonna demo on Max here. All right, so Max, you're gonna take the first thing on Zach.
Moved your fingers.
I moved my fingers.
Moved your fingers.
I moved my fingers.
So when you start to call the physical changes, you can actually start to really receive the behavior that's underneath, but we want to do that in a way where you're not trying to look for and find what it is, because it's going to put you in your head. The last thing we want to do as Meisner actors is to do a whole bunch of thinking. Why? Because it drives us away from our emotional self, drives us away from our instinct, our impulses, drives us sometimes away from our truth, because we start editing and thinking about what we should be saying rather than commenting on what is really happening. So when we start to then ease into behavior in that way, what happens is we start to really communicate at that level. And behavioral communication is the deepest level that all human beings communicate on. Yeah,
You moved your head.
I moved my head.
You moved your head.
nice.
I moved my head.
Keep calling the
You shook your
changes.
I shook my head.
Good.
You shook your head.
I shook my head.
You're moving your fingers.
I'm moving my fingers.
You're moving your fingers.
Moving my fingers.
You're moving your fingers.
You squinted your eyes.
I squinted my eyes.
You squinted your eyes.
I squinted my eyes.
You squinted your eyes.
I squinted my eyes.
And so when we add point of view into the repetition, what happens is two things. First of all, we're actually adding in the truth of our point of view for the first time. This is what I see. And underneath that truth can actually come a real point of view, which is, I smiled, I smiled, I smiled. What is your point of view about the call that's being made on you? Did you smile or did you not smile?
You're flailing with your fingers.
You're sassy.
I'm sassy.
You're sassy.
I'm sassy.
You're smiling.
I'm smiling.
You're smiling.
I'm smiling.
You're smiling.
You're mocking me.
I'm mocking you?
You're mocking me.
You're defensive.
You're...
I'm defensive.
You're defensive.
I'm defensive.
You're defensive.
I'm defensive.
You're defensive.
I'm defensive.
You're defensive.
I'm defensive.
Your arms are crossed.
My arms are crossed.
Your arms are crossed.
My arms are crossed.
Your arms are crossed.
What is the truth of that moment for you? Point of view is the first time where your actual subjective point of view and the truth of that comes into the repetition space. And then the second thing about point of view is that you're actually allowing someone to communicate or narrate back to you their truth. So whatever their reaction is, when you say, I smiled, and they go, you smiled, you know, their conviction might actually change your point of view. If you're really receiving them and you see that they are being so sincere and so honest, you might accept that. I smiled, you know, you might have a different moment. So point of view is also where we don't stay in the same moment the whole time. Why? Because we're open and we're allowing ourselves to be affected by someone.
You're bothered.
I'm bothered.
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 You bothered?
I'm bothered.
You're bothered.
You're reassuring me.
You pointed.
I pointed.
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 You pointed.
You're nervous.
My hands are... I'm nervous.
Nice. That's good.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
You disagree.
I disagree.
You disagree.
I disagree.
You disagree.
You're observant.
And being available to the other person, to their influence, to their truth, is one of the most important things in acting. If you get tunnel vision and you go into a scene and you're just doing it your way, it's going to look real weird because you're not actually reacting and taking in the other person. You're doing what you want to do and driving it off in some weird ass direction. So we need to remain connected at all times to our truth and also the other person's truth. Once you master living truthfully, which is all that we try to do in repetition, all the stages of repetition, we try to live truthfully through those stages, then we go into given circumstances, which is activities and doors, and we marry that truth with given circumstances. You were born as a baby, and the way you got your needs met was behavioral communication. You're a master. You just are a master in this very unconscious way, where you don't know how to apply it with intention, with conscious direction. So this technique gives you that.